Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Today we have Arian, and she is a strategic business consultant. This amazing woman works with some of the most wonderful small businesses and solopreneurs that really need a cutting edge in strategy. And believe it or not, she even does strategy for product-based businesses. Like craziness, right? Because like no one does that anymore. So thank you so much for being here today.
I'm so happy to be here, Suzanne. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, guys, listen up. Like, you definitely want to stay until the end because at the end of this interview, Ariane has an amazing gift that you do not want to miss out on. Like, I'm even signing up for it. I'm telling you, like, you want this gift. But remember, the magic word doesn't come until the end of the interview. So stay until the end of the interview so that you can get that magic word, so that you can get this amazing free gift that Ariane has for you because you are not going to want to miss it. All right. All right. So, Arian, so tell us, like, how long have you been a business consultant for?
Oh, I think I've been a business consultant throughout my career, really. As you may hear my accent, I'm originally from Europe. I've lived in the United States for a long time. I was a business consultant in Amsterdam, then I was a business consultant in New York, then in Santa Fe, and now I recently moved to Western Massachusetts. And I've always done business consulting for big businesses, for small businesses. I am a small business owner. I've had several businesses myself, so I know all about business.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask you, what is it that you love about strategy? Because I know this is a crazy question to ask, but when you know strategy, like there are certain things about strategy that you love. So what's your thing that you love about it?
What I love is how it grounds a business. I really think once you have your strategy in order, everything flows from there. And I love seeing and talking to business owners that sort of are successful in their business, but they know something is missing. They know they can do some more. And then when I explain to them that what it is that they can do with a strategy in place, they have that aha moment like, oh my, now it all makes sense. And then it makes all their decisions so much easier down the road. So I make a strategic plan with a roadmap with financial projections. I make them make decisions. I don't make decisions for them. I don't tell them what to do, but we come to the decisions together. And that realization, it makes for happy clients. So at the end, I have such happy clients, and that's really very rewarding to me. I love it.
That is phenomenal. And I love that you say that you come up to the conclusions together because
Yes.
there are so many coaches and consultants that are out there that they're just going to bark orders and say, do this exact
Yes.
thing and take no input from the client. Like, how
Yes.
detrimental could that be if someone's doing that
Yes.
to a client and saying,
Yes.
hey, this is exactly what to do, and like the client's like really struggling with it? How much can
Yes.
that damage their business?
I know for me, it's always a co-creative process where we go
Mhm.
back and forth and back and forth. I give my clients homework, and so they feel like really invested in the whole process. And eventually, the plan that arrives at the end of the process, they know where every decision came from, why it was made, how it was made. So there's a really good chance that they will eventually work with that plan that we created together. They feel
Oh,
on
that's so important. Yeah, they
this.
exactly. They have to
Yeah,
have that ownership. I love that. I love
exactly.
that.
Yes.
You and I do a lot of the same things when it comes to strategy when,
Yeah.
we're talking about like, coming up with these ideas and coming up with new and different things, being different and being unique. So, talk to me a little bit about why is it important for a business owner to be unique in their business?
So I work with small businesses. Usually, an issue with a small business is there's a lot of competition. Often, there's a lot of competition from the big guys. So they need to really know their business. They need to know really what they are and for whom. Most people think they know, but then when you get down to it, they don't. And they need to know what exactly it is they're selling, whether it's a service or a product. And then they need to know where their clients are and how they can reach them and what their clients want, how much they can afford to pay for it. So they need to set out a whole strategy and think it through because they are a small business and sometimes that makes it more difficult. And also because they are a small business, they do everything. They have all these different hats on. And some people are very good at doing strategy. Some people are not that good. They're very good at the part of their business that they actually do, the service they offer or the products that they provide. But then to really think it through, that's a whole different matter.
Oh, completely, completely. And I like to say a business without strategy is a hobby.
Yes, it is exactly. And I'm always surprised that at certain decisions that they haven't made or certain things that they don't see through. They just think, oh, I'm going to do this. It's fantastic. Everybody's going to love it. I'm just going to spend all this money and then eventually they have a product or a service and they don't know how to sell it. So I always concentrate on the financial part of a business and make sure that they know what they're doing financially as well, so that they have ownership of the finances in their company,
Oh,
which
that's
a lot of
so
owners
important.
don't.
Yeah, and that's so important. That's so important because, we
Yeah,
live, unfortunately, in this country, there is so much financial illiteracy when it comes
yeah,
to business because you're taught other aspects of business, usually by the seat of your pants, right? So usually you're freaking out and you're like just trying to survive as a business owner. And
yes,
then when you have to figure out invoicing and how to start, building up wealth inside of your company, it
yes,
becomes really challenging. So,
yes,
if there's a business owner that is like out there listening right now, that's just like, this might be an area that I struggle in a little bit, maybe they don't want to admit
yes.
it that much, but maybe they're just like, hey, like this is an area that I really struggle in. What's some of the advice that you could give them that they could start like right now in starting to pay attention to the finances inside of their company?
What I always do with my clients is I make a cash flow projection. Really
Mm.
be honest. What is coming in, what is going out. It's very simple once you sort of have the structure for that. And then also be honest, like, okay, I can think that everybody's going to want to buy my product or my service. That really may not happen. So you have to have different scenarios. Like, okay, what do I need to do to get, for example, for a startup to get through that first year? What is the easiest way to make sure that I survive year one? And then maybe the things that I really want to do that are more fun or that I think will make me more money, maybe wait till year 2 or 3. So really make honest decisions about that. Set out a roadmap for year 1, year 2, year 3. And really think it through and not just think about, only the product that you're selling or the service that you're offering, but everything that comes around it. Like, how do you talk about your business? How do you present it? What is your vocabulary? How are you unique? So it's really all one picture. You definitely look at the finances, but you also look at all those other things and just be realistic about your finances. Don't think, okay, immediately I have to, have an office, have a huge website, have this, have that. Start slowly, try things out, be careful, you know?
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I've had people come to me in the past and they just have this big dream, this big vision, this big thing that they want to do. And I'm like, okay, so so for that type of company, it's going to cost you about this much just to start it. And it's going
Yes.
to cost you about this much to maintain it and keep it going. And they're just
Yes.
like, oh, no, I could do it for less. And I'm like,
I
nope,
know. I
nope, you
know.
can't.
They, I sometimes people ask me what kind of clients, what do you want of your clients? I always tell them they need to be willing to have an open look at things and willing to accept advice or be willing to strategize about certain things. Because if you're stuck in one way, it's the same with my business. That's why I talk to my peers a lot because I want to look at this option and that option and that option. And there's always people that have this little bit of a sentence like, yes, why didn't I think of that? So they have to be willing to look outside of their normal tunnel vision that they have.
Oh, completely. I could not agree with you more.
Yeah.
When they're stuck in that tunnel vision, like no growth can happen in the tunnel. Like if you try to grow inside of a tunnel, what's going to happen, right? You're going to break the damn
Yes.
tunnel.
And it's hard work. A lot of people
Yep.
think it's a 9 to 5 job to be an entrepreneur. It's not,
Yeah.
especially in the beginning. It's not. It takes a lot of time and money. Like you said, it takes a lot of money.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I have to ask, like, the pressing question here. What made you want to actually work with people in product bases for strategy? Because that is a hard area to work in. So I
I
am just
know.
curious, like what led you to that?
Yes. Well, I was always in my consulting work and different businesses that I had. I was always a service-based business. But then for 10 years, we started a product-based business. So we designed our own products. We had them manufactured abroad. We engineered them. We had molds made. We shipped them in containers. We had a warehouse in Los Angeles. We did trade shows. We did PR, got press placements, in the biggest magazines on Oprah, the big morning shows. So I've done the whole gamut of having an idea about a product and then actually selling it wholesale and retail and get into all these stores in the US and abroad. So I have all that experience. I loved it. It's a lot of work. After 10 years, we were done. But I think I have that groundedness, if that's a word, to really in a way warn people for how difficult it is and how involved it is and how difficult it is as a small business to compete with the big guys who will always copy your original ideas. So you have to have a strategy for that. You have to know who are you making it for? What can they afford to pay for it? Do you want to do wholesale? Do you want to do retail? So because I have all that experience myself for over 10 years, uh, I love helping other entrepreneurs do it because it's fantastic. It's such a kick when you have your own products that you came up with and you see them in all these stores. It's a big kick. And you see them, on the morning shows and in magazines. It's a big kick. And I want to help other people do it. Or like I worked with artists as well, bringing their creative idea to market, which needs for that you need a whole different skill set than being an artist. Yeah, it's exciting. I love it.
I love that. I love that because honestly, it is such a hard place to work. So
It
when
is.
when we first met and you were just like, "Oh, I do strategy, but for product-based businesses," I was like, "Girl, what?" Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that is not an easy selection. I mean,
Yeah.
most people do strategy for like
Yes,
service-based, but product-based
exactly.
is it's so involved. So like,
It is.
to
Yeah.
have you on their team is just like this phenomenal gift because when you are bringing a product to market, it is so much work and there's so much that you
Yes.
need to know that unless you have somebody who is a seasoned veteran and who has gone through that process,
Yeah.
like you don't know what to expect. So it's
Yes.
nice to have somebody kind of walking through that process so they know exactly what those next steps are going to look like.
Exactly. Exactly. And the financial consequences of things. Like
Yeah.
you have it made in Asia, it takes months. Then you ship it here, it goes into the warehouse. Then when you sell it, there's net 60 or net 90 for the big companies that you work with. So it has a whole cash flow issue by itself, by just the nature of the business.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's so much to take into consideration that most people don't think of. They're just like, I
Yep.
have this cool idea. I want to
Yes.
make this cool thing. Right.
Yes.
And it's all about the rainbows and sunshines, and it's not
Yes.
about the logistics.
Exactly, exactly. It's
Yep.
very involved. It's a big endeavor. It's much different than a service-based business where, basically you work an hour, you get paid an hour. It's not like
Right.
that for product-based businesses. And believe me, I've lived through it. It's hard, but it's also very exciting and very rewarding. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. So for all of the small businesses and the entrepreneurs out there, especially product-based business owners, what would you say is like the biggest things that would say, "Hey, I need to call Arian. I need to get on a call with her." What are some of the issues that they have a tendency of like feeling right before they get in touch with you that they're just like, "I need help. I need help. I need help. Who do I talk
Yeah.
to?" What does that look like? Like what should they be looking out for? What are some of those signs that they need to be giving you a call?
I have to tell you, a lot of either startups or existing businesses, they don't even think of the concept of having an overall strategy. They go right in, like making their products or telling people this is what I do as a service, or they build the beautiful website without really going back to basics and set up your foundation. So I, but there are some people, I like to catch them when they start a business because then they're fresh, they can really give a direction, and they'll probably save themselves a lot of money. So the people that really are very serious about it and that sort of have a grasp of what this business is going to be and all the things that are involved in it, that is great. If they have that realization, like I first need to set out my strategy before I do anything else, that's the best part, the best moment to get in touch with me. I also work with a lot of existing businesses. I think when they come to me, they feel like something is not working. I need to expand, or I need to go in a different direction, or I have all this competition. How am I different? Like it's not working. Other people are doing this better than I am. Or I want to expand, I have a regional market, I want to go national, or I want to open more branches, or I need to really expand my business and I need to get a loan for that. But for that, I really need to think things through, and I need to be able to tell the bank what it is that I'm going to do. And I need to figure it out with someone what the strategy for that is, but also what the financial prognosis is for when they give me money, what I'm going to do with it, how I'm going to be able to pay the bank back. So it's usually at a moment of change or doubt in an existing business that they would get in touch with me.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I think that's the ideal time. I always tell people the same thing. I'm like, when you start your business, that's when you need to start having a strategy. You
Yes,
can't wait until, things aren't working. Otherwise, you're losing so much time, money, and energy
yes,
in your business by
yes,
not having a strategy in place. So I
yes,
couldn't agree with you more. I think that's an
yes.
absolute perfect time to reach out to you. So this is a great time to talk about your free gift. Like, I mean, I know everyone's been waiting. Everyone's on pins and needles right now. Like, oh my God, what is this gift? I need to know
Yeah.
what this is. So why don't you tell us what you are giving to our audience today?
So for anybody who's really interested, who's really serious about thinking about their strategy, about talking about their strategy, talking with a peer. I really see myself as a peer to most of my clients. Um, I'm offering a free 1 hour consultation where we will really dive into your business. By now, I've done this so often, so I can quickly get to the points, the pain points in a business. I will point those out to you. I will give you some good tips, and really, we can get a lot done in that hour. So that's what I'm offering for free, 1 hour. 1 hour with
That
either in person or via Zoom. Uh, that's my offer.
that is an amazing, amazing offer. Like, listen, y'all, and I'm telling you, especially if you have a product-based business, you need to sign up for this, okay?
Yeah.
Like, on that call with her. So if you are interested in getting this free gift from Arian, then you have to drop the word strategy in the comments, okay? So drop strategy in the comments, and Arian and her team will reach out to you and they'll get you booked on that free gift, okay? Now, you don't want to miss this. This is going to be like a limited time for her here. Like, I'm telling you, this is an amazing gift and you do not want to overlook this. All right.
Yeah. And no strings attached. I mean, if it's totally fine, just do the hour, take home what you can, and no problem.
Fantastic. I love that. I do
Yeah.
the same thing too. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that is such a huge gift when you can just give to someone in that way. And when
Yeah.
they start seeing those changes happen in their company, they're just like, oh, and now I see what I was missing, right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
so great.
exactly. It gets them thinking. Like I often say, I make my clients think, which sounds so weird, but it's really true. I make them think. We have all these very intense discussions together. I make them think, and then I make them make their decisions.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's literally why I got my name is because
Yeah.
I tell people I'm just like I basically am just gonna I'm gonna mess up what you're thinking right now, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
unfuck your brain here, and
Yeah.
it just and they're just like I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm like, well, let's try it, right? And all of a sudden, it's like that big veil comes off.
Yes,
So I can say
exactly.
like I think that you're absolutely phenomenal, and I'm
Thank
super
you.
grateful to have you in my circle. So
Thank you.
again, everyone, if you want Arian's free gift, you have to drop the word strategy in the comments and her team will reach out to you and hook you up with that free gift. So Arian, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Suzanne. And this was great. Great interview.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All
Good
right,
luck.
everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.